According to a lawyer involved in the class action lawsuit that we spoke about earlier this week on the show, there's a class action lawsuit against celebrities who endorsed FTX. This lawyer is saying that Taylor Swift was offered $100 million to be a spokesperson for the crypto exchange, and she turned it down after doing some due diligence. The lawyer's name is Adam Moskowitz. He appeared on the Scoop podcast to discuss the lawsuit, where plaintiffs are looking for more than $5 billion in damages. Apparently, and this is what is alluded to, I don't know if Taylor asked the question herself, but she said, could this be considered an unregistered security? And no one had any answers for her. Zach?
Yeah, this little scooplet comes by way of our friends over at The Block, so it's cool that they're getting this on the record. It is a funny story. This is the guy who has been hunting down Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille has been avoiding being served for a number of months. There's another detail in here that I thought was just charming about they sent the papers to the sheriff's office, at which Shaq is like deputized as just like a deputy. And they apparently like cashed the $50, but weren't able to serve the papers. I thought that was another awesome detail in the saga of Shaq evading the papers. So that was just fun. But yeah, Taylor Swift. This is such a good story. I mean, $100 million. It was reported earlier that this was in the works, right? Back before everything hit the fan. This was one of those, according to sources, the next big celebrity endorser to come on board the FTX team. And the fact that she ultimately walked away from it, I think is really quite funny, right? Maybe Naomi Brockwell, known Swiftie and diehard Taylor Swift fan, was able to get some choice questions into Taylor's ear, such that she could do this due diligence. But yeah, whoever on her team is asking those questions, hey, she came out looking good on this one. I'll say that much. But yeah, walking away from $100 million check. Looks very, very prescient in this instance. Certainly Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, Larry David, Shohei Ohtani, Giselle. They didn't seem to do as much due diligence at least as Taylor here. So credit to her. I don't know, Jen, what do you think?
Well, her dad used to work at Merrill Lynch, so maybe her dad was consulting her on what kind of questions to ask. This story just made me think about all of the information that's come out about FTX after its implosion, and to think that they were offering $100 million to celebrities to prop up their platform, and they had all of this mismanagement and shady stuff going on behind the scenes is actually astonishing. Every time I read about it, I'm just shocked and appalled. I also wonder, what constitutes as due diligence in this story? Like, what is the lawyer alluding to? Did she just ask, is this an unregistered security? And that is what due diligence is? Or did she actually ask for paperwork? Did she actually ask to see what is going on behind the scenes? I would love to know that. And I hope that other celebrities are watching this and are taking notes on how to assess whether or not they are going to get involved with any company that offers financial products. Zach?
Do you think SBF gets a song now? Do you think like Taylor's going to write a song about SBF?
I hope so.
Like,
I really hope so.
The dalliance that never was, and she's all the better for it, because that'd be a banger. I don't know, just saying. Will?
It would be a real banger.
I want like a song list, that we could like tie up to this whole situation. No, I also thinking like, imagine her just going through FTX's token list and be like, is this security? Is this security? Is this security? I think there's like a fun little mental game we can play here where we kind of see like Taylor Swift going through and auditing FTX.
Even Gary Gensler can't answer that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
She's like, oxygen maps, like what are these? I'm not going to invest in you guys. So that's pretty impressive. And I think for someone who just like is so involved in a world outside of crypto and outside of this stuff, and to come in and just like be able to spot it, tells me a lot about Taylor Swift. New respect for her at the very least. She apparently knows what's going on here. I want to go back to the conversation from yesterday really quickly and just talk about like, how do we think about these moguls getting into the room in the first place? The fact that Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Shaq Toshi, so many other people were involved in this, right? And they were duped by this, but then one person was not, Taylor Swift. And now that's held up against all the other people who were duped by this, right? And there's a lot of people in crypto who were duped by this. So many people in crypto were using FTX. So many people had investments in FTX, including large VC firms. But somehow Taylor Swift got through on this. And now that is going to be like a great anecdote as this goes through the whole process of both Chapter 11 and criminal filings, that the one person who saw through all this was a pop star. And I have no idea how she did that, but she did do it. Jen?
Not just a pop star.
The pop star.
Pop star. Well, the pop star. Part of the terms of the deal included Taylor selling her tickets as NFTs. And so what kind of breaks my heart about this is there are so many great use cases for celebrities, pop stars, whatever, when it comes to crypto, especially tickets as NFTs. And, you know, something like this, one bad actor has possibly soured some of the biggest stars from adopting the technology. And so that's a little sad.
It is. It is a little sad. But it'll be back. Don't worry. Just like we talked about yesterday, DeFi gaming, L2s. We have new narratives forming. If anything, crypto is very good at forming narratives. So they'll all be back, and more people will be duped by another exchange in the future. Hopefully not, but that's my sad prediction.
Well, we stand the legend, Taylor Swift. One day she will come on this show as preordained by Naomi Rockwell many years ago.